I was telling you that in this training we'll start with Excel. I'll give you a little bit brief overview what we have been doing and who we are, and also what you can expect from us. And I will be starting with Excel basic. We start from the very basic, and I will be asking you questions. And based on the answers that we receive from you guys, we will decide what the pace of the class would be. And we don't hurry in things. We want everybody to learn something from here. All right, and of course you will be learning a lot in the first session as well. I'm sure everybody knows Excel a lot, quite a bit if you're working in accounting and finance. So I'd like to switch my camera on so you can have a look at the face as well, so you know who we are. And I'll share my screen too. I'll give you an overview now. We are corporate managers from Canada and from back home. I personally worked in Reckitt Benckiser for about 12 years in almost all the departments of accounting, finance, management reporting, budgeting, planning, analysis. Came here in 2001, and as soon as I came, I got the job because of Reckitt and Coleman experience. I got the job in multinational company Unilever Canada. I worked there in costing department. That was my first job. Stayed there for 1 year contract, then moved to Bell Canada. Bell Canada is a very good company in accounting and finance reporting. Stayed there for 4.5 years. Mr. Khatib Tahir, who was there with me as well over there. Mr. Faisal Siddiqui, who is here, he was also with me. So they're financial reporting manager over there. And then from there, I went to Direct Energy as a planning and budgeting manager. So, all right. So right. So that's the background here, and based on all that experience, we're trying to give you a little bit of experience what managers are looking for, and we cater for junior to senior level roles. You don't have to have accounting background. All accounting that you need is covered here because your role starts after accounting is done. Because obviously we're doing analysis work, so junior level and entry level roles, intermediate level roles, and senior level. We have trained and placed many people from non-accounting background, but it's your choice because that's why we give you free classes to see whether you like it and whether this is something for you or not. And based on those classes, you will decide, okay, I would like to join or not. So that's why we are here for you to guide. We are just a guide, and we guarantee you 100% interview calls. If you show us your commitment, we are totally committed with every student who joins us. And we guarantee you 100% interview calls with good companies. There's no age barrier, there's no race barrier. Believe me that, okay? We have placed many people whom you will say he cannot get the job, and he has got the job. So meet them, satisfy yourself. So basically what I'm saying is, if you have the skills and if you have the experience, you are marketable. So believe in yourself, be positive, and that's what we guarantee you the results. No one can guarantee you the jobs for the simple fact that we cannot go and sit in the interview for you. If you don't speak there and you don't speak the keywords, we will train you for the interviews through the mock interview. But if you don't speak there, how can we guarantee you the job, right? So but we don't leave you until you get the job. We keep on working on your shortcomings. We listen to the recordings. If you record the interview, we'll give you the feedback, like where can you improve your body language, your eye contact, your keywords, you're speaking properly or not, your tone, your energy level, your posture, everything. We guide you before you start applying. And when you go there and you are in the face-to-face interview, before each stage of the interview, we try to train you before you go there, because the same question when a hiring manager asks you, or the HR manager on the phone asks you same question, you ask him differently, you answer him differently. Same question asked by the hiring manager who is going to be your boss, he will be looking for some different answers for the same question. And when you go to the final stages with the CEO or CFO, he is looking at different answers for the same question. So that's why we try to train you so that at each level you're talking differently. So I'd give you overview what exactly we cover and what can you expect. You can see my screen now, and you will see that these are the topics that we cover in this training. Okay, so we start with Excel beginners. We assume you don't know anything, so we start with the ribbon and the home tab and all the concept here of the Excel, how the Excel looks and what we have, the features of Excel. So beginners level here, then we go to the Excel beginners day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. You'll receive the files for those. We work together. Then the intermediate level will cover all these topics that you are seeing here in the intermediate level here. Then we go to the advanced level where we have all the latest functions that has been introduced in Office 365 and Office 2019. And we are using Excel 2019, by the way. We have got if pivot tables, some functions here. Up till here, we are learning the tool. And just knowing this is not enough. You can learn all this from YouTube or from anywhere. The important thing about all this thing is to how to use them in combination. So when you're doing some modeling, how to use them in combination, and what happens if you see something is not working, what is the best alternative for it, or how you can modify things using macros or maybe some other tools in Excel to make it better for the managers. Process improvement, automation, standardization is the key. So how to do it in practical scenarios? So we work on large data that we use in the companies. We use the same templates that we were using, and we make you work on the same, right? So that's why it gives you the exposure, so that when you go there, you already have 3 years plus experience that otherwise anybody working in that would have. All right, and after that we do some modeling exercises where you are given a scenario and you have to build up a Excel model on that. And you can see on the side here, I've written down some modeling names that you will be getting the files for those. We'll give you the instructions, and then you have to complete those modeling exercises after you have done all the training there. Then we do some office-based project, which is some projects that we did in Sanofi, Bell, Canon. Our students were working. They had some problems they were sharing with us, so we modified, of course, the data, but similar models. So we make you work on that. So that makes you perfect from junior level to senior level of Excel. And we, of course, Excel is such a big thing. Nobody can say he knows everything, and we don't claim that we know everything in Excel. But what we claim that as a financial analyst or a senior financial analyst, or even at the manager level, you will be very comfortable in using Excel wherever you're working after doing this training, because it's all practical. Okay. Then we cover accounting concepts. So whatever accounting you will need will be covered here. Some while we are doing SAP, some while we are doing month-end activities, and some just before the SAP starts. So you can see we will cover all the accounting concepts that you will need ever to work in accounting finance department, because you are not in core accounting bookkeeping, you are there as an analyst. So nowadays analysts are very much in demand. So basically what I was saying is if you um, yeah, so nowadays why we are in demand, because every department that is there, like sales, marketing, operations, production, everyone needs analyst. Everybody needs you to help them in month end closing, help them in budgeting and planning period, to do their budgeting and planning, come up with the scenarios, come up with the templates to finalize it. They're not very good in Excel, so they want your help. Everybody needs you for monthly management reporting, so that's why we are very much in demand. So we cover all the concepts over here for the accounting. Then after you've done these two things, we will be starting on SAP, which is a very important software, and you must have definitely heard of it if you are from IT background, logistics or supply chain or accounting finance background. So there are many ERPs like JD Edwards, Oracle Financial, BAN, and SAP. So SAP is a very popular one, and when you have SAP on your resume, I believe personally you cannot be jobless, because for the simple fact that many large organizations are using SAP. Plus, if you have used SAP and you can demonstrate your knowledge about SAP, they know that you will be very comfortably be able to work on any ERP that might be there. So that's why this is SAP, and you can see we cover FI, which is financial accounting, and CO, which is controlling, and here general ledger, account receivable, payable, bank, asset. This covers all the accounting concepts as well, because of course when we are doing the general ledger, we should know what is debit, what is credit, what entries go in the general ledger. In account receivable, payable, we should know what sub ledger concept is all about. So we will be doing all that in there. And of course we'll do practical means you will have access to SAP over 24 hours, and you can practice on it, just like a live environment. You will exactly the same screen, same coloring, same T codes. The good thing about SAP is that the icons that you will see, like the icons you're seeing on the top, the icons that you're seeing and the T codes that you use, transaction codes that they use, are universal in the world. So if you have worked on SAP anywhere, you pretty much can work on in any company. So that's why we will be training you on all that, what you should be knowing by heart, because in the interview they ask you you used SAP, what T code were you using to record the journal entries for accruals? What T code were you using for document inquiry? Or what T code were you using for general ledger inquiry? So you should know them because everybody knows them. And because that T code, we put it over here on the bar here, and it takes you straight to that screen rather than maneuvering around here in the menu screen and trying to find it. Okay, so we'll see all that. So we cover SAP is a very popular software, and this one will also cover all the accounting concepts. So we'll be covering accounting here, and controlling side over here is called FICO, and this one is mostly reporting, like cost center, cost center, cost element, internal orders. That's for mostly for the projects and other purposes. Profitability analysis, profit center accounting, all that is reporting. So we'll be covering all the reports in there, and most of the companies will have cost center reports. 90% chances are that when you join the organization, they will assign you certain cost centers, and you will be required to help the cost center managers in developing monthly management reports and doing the analysis work on them, and that's where you get the reports from, the cost center accounting, right? So that's your SAP. Then we will be covering BI, business intelligence. It's a reporting tool. All those big ERPs like Oracle, JD Edwards, all those I mentioned, they're very much like a database. They're not very good in reporting, because if I want to have a report with the data which is sitting in the ERP like SAP, and I would like to combine that with something which I'm maintaining in Excel or BI or some other platform, and I would like to combine them to develop a report, I cannot do that in SAP, right? You can only develop the report or get the report in SAP, whichever data has been uh, posted in SAP, but not something from outside. So I need a separate tool which allows me to combine the data from SAP and other platforms like Access or Excel or other platform might be using other software, and I can combine them together into the database and can generate the report. So that's something I'm looking for. So that's why most of the companies using ERPs like SAP, JD Edwards, they use a reporting tool like Hyperion, SBS Hyperion, BI, Cognos, Crystal Report, because of that fact. Because, and also the another problem with SAP is that reports are pretty much standard. You cannot change them. For example, if I have a report on cost center and I'm not seeing last year, I cannot bring last year figures in there. I have to ask a consultant to bring that field in there. You will see that when you do it. Okay, so it's very much like limited in scope, those reports. So they are good for yearly reporting, external reporting, but they're not good for management reporting. That's why we need BI. And here we'll learn the concept of the database, how database concept works, and we'll be seeing all the features that we use in BI to modify the reports, to create new reports for the managers, and also query, running the queries and modifying the queries. So all that we'll be learning in BI. After that, these are the three very essential tools you have to have in order to work even at the junior level of analyst. Okay, Excel, little bit of accounting concepts, and SAP and BI. These are the tools. Now, how to apply these tools in the practical scenario? That's what we are trying to give you here as a practical exposure. This is what exactly the managers are looking for, and this is what you should have on your resume to get the calls, and also you should be able to speak differently with scenarios. That's why we give you a lot of scenarios here. And here you can see we start with the month end activities. You know, nowadays every month we do month end, and month end activities basically allows the companies to do the financial reporting for the month after they close the books. And here you can see accruals, prepayments, bad debt provisions, all the accounting concepts that we learn over here will be applied over here too. As you can see here, we make the entry. So we are not telling you what really accrual is from the academic point of view. I'll give you a small example. For example, we all know what accrual is if you have accounting background, but we are telling you, if you join the organization tomorrow and they're doing the month end and they assign you some cost centers or certain areas, and they say to you, can you please do the accruals for this cost center? How do you ensure you have not missed any? Where to get the accrual numbers from, and how to ensure that the accrual numbers that you are having is rightly calculated and all. So what are the sources to go to, and also the steps involved, because whatever information you get, we just don't go and make the actual entries. There are certain steps involved in there. So all those things from the practical point of view, so that you have no problems there when you are doing this task. So similarly, prepayments, bad debt provisions, reconciliations, a very important thing there. Cost allocations, expense report, foreign currency transactions, and intercompanies projects. Projects, they are, every job nowadays is asking project experience, some experience, because Nowadays, in multinational companies, a finance representative is always there whenever the project starts. So you have two roles to play: before the project and after the project. Okay. Then correcting entries, headcount reports, cash flow analysis, and all those things. So that is your month-end activities that we cover. Then we cover monthly management reporting. Nowadays, this is very important for management decision purposes, and you can see we have different reports. Each of these reports have different contents, different purpose, and your role is different. So we cover from junior level to senior level, entry level, where you are in the support role, to the senior level role, where you are presenting the data, where you are analyzing it, you are advising the managers, the highlighting the areas of concern, and if you have any. So how do we write the comments in professional wordings? All that will be covered in month-end reporting here. We make you perfect in that because that's the part we are going to play in the financial reporting. So flash reports, dashboards, scorecards, MBR, KPI reports, MD&A reports. You know that it's now the mandatory part of the financial statements. Whenever company issues, a listed company on the stock exchange issues financial statements, they have to include this as a part of the financial statements. And then we have IFRS and GAAP. Difference between that, some companies is asking for that because you might be involved in some month-end activities or year-end activities. After we have done the monthly reporting, we do monthly management analysis for those reports. Different type of analysis are there, like cost center analysis, price volume variances, risk and opportunity analysis, primary and secondary driver analysis, RPU, average revenue per unit, cost to serve, cost to acquire, cost to retain churns, gross margin analysis, trend analysis, waterfall slides. These are different type of analysis, and we will learn here how to write the professional wordings, how to dig out the information. In any analysis, there are two parts. One, getting the data together and trying to find out, okay, number wise, this is higher, this is lower. Then finding the story behind the number. A story behind the number means why this is happening. So we'll cover both the aspects of analysis over here. And then we cover budgeting and planning. Budgeting and planning, basically, all the companies nowadays do budgeting and planning, yearly budget or quarterly revision, which is called LE, LV, or latest estimate. So we'll be covering cost center budgeting, capital budgeting, which is your fixed asset budgeting, and gross margin planning. All these things will also be covered as a junior level, where you are just in the support role, developing the templates, helping the managers doing things, and in the intermediate role, where you're trying to develop the backup support files, some assumptions and variables, and the senior role, where you are totally responsible for the whole departmental budget or whole areas of budget. So how do we do all that? So we'll be covering the three roles over here, and then we will decide which is the best one for you when we make your resume. Okay. And then in the last, we cover Sarbanes-Oxley Act, which is SOX control compliance. And you know, Sarbanes-Oxley Act, Bill 198 here in Canada was introduced in 2004. And here in Canada, all the companies listed on the stock exchange, they have to comply with this act of Bill 198. We have two roles to play here at the time of implementation and after the implementation. So how do we ensure the compliance of the controls throughout the organization? Because now the director is responsible to sign off the report on this compliance, that all the departments throughout the organization are following the controls that are prescribed. So how do we ensure that? So we will be covering all that. There's electronic way and there's a manual way. We'll be sharing the Bell Canada's way. How do we used to do that in Bell Canada? How to ensure that? So we'll be covering all that there. So this is your whole training package, and you will not find this package anywhere. Nobody can train you. Nobody can tell you the keywords that they use inside the office, which are not available on the net or in the books or in the courses. Only the person who has worked can tell you, so that you can impress the interviewers while speaking on the or answering the questions, and they will know that yes, this guy has worked because of the keywords you are speaking over there. That's the difference why our students get the job. Whenever job is posted, you remember 400 people plus apply on that position, and they will only call 10 people. How do you ensure that your resume is on those 10? We guarantee you that, okay, that you will be in those 10, okay, because we know exactly what managers are looking for, and those keywords will get your resume up there. Okay. Now, once they call you on the phone, they will call probably for face-to-face interview 5 of them, right? So how to come in those 5? We'll train you through the mock interview. Once you get the call, what question they're going to ask you, how much you have to speak, precise, concise, to the point, and your energy level, your tone and everything, and the keywords that you should be speaking. And we even tell you the question they're going to ask you based on the job description. All right. So you are fully prepared for that. And then once you go there, face-to-face interview, they will call maybe 5 people or 3 people, 4 people. And when you go for the face-to-face, we will tell you exactly what questions they're going to ask you, how you should be responding to questions they're asking at that level. And then at the final level, you might be either selected and you're just going there for just screening purposes. Maybe the guy was the final top manager wants to see you, or they might be comparing you against another person they might have selected. So how to tackle that? So we are there till you get the job, and it's not that easy. It's a very difficult task, and in such a small price, you see you have done your degrees, you have spent 40 plus 60 plus dollars there, still jobless, most people, because degrees are just a criteria or just a eligibility factor. Okay, now you are eligible to work, but it doesn't guarantee you jobs or anything, right? Managers are not looking for degrees and diplomas, they're looking what can you do for me. So that's why many jobs we say CPA qualified or near qualified, but we have placed 90% of my students not even enrolled in CPA because they can demonstrate to them the knowledge and the skills that they have, they can work. Okay. We are very confident that we can place anybody who is committed, but your commitment is required. So this is what we cover. And after we have done all that, you can see we have our support here. So we have physical classes and every class is a live class. So as soon as the class starts, you can join from anywhere in the world. And as soon as the class finishes, you get the recording as well of the same class. So you can view it anytime. In case you can't come to the class, you can't join online, you have some appointments, you can always look at it at the end of the class. You get the recordings. Okay. And you can always contact us whenever you have any issues. We are available to you till late in the night too. Okay. We have different type of fast tracks. This class probably will be 2 days or 3 days a week. Okay. And we have what you call fast tracks available as well, which we can tell you how to go for that. If you have time, you can do two trainings, two classes at the same time, or you can take the recording and do it through the recording and submit our assignments and take the test. So we are okay with that. We support indefinite number of times for placement and for repeating the training if you like. We then prepare your resume, prepare you for the mock interviews, help in the placement, right? So all that, guaranteed interview calls, and support in the work related issues. And also, if your contract expires or you laid off, come back again. Or if you would like to go to the next level, come back again and we'll be again with you. So that's our commitment to you. I'm 100% sure nobody in the GTA is providing you this service and the results for this money that you are getting here. Now, you know our training is very, very cost effective. You get this money back in your first paycheck that you get soon after the month end, so first month. And also you can see that we have now introduced a new program where you can study now and pay later. How does that work? You can call us and we'll give you all the details, and our manager will call you and explain you everything. But right now what we are trying to do is, because of the COVID-19 situation, we are offering it for the limited time and for limited spots are available. We are trying to increase the time limit. It was yesterday it was expired, so we are negotiating with them so to increase it for one more week. So let's see. But in this one, what you do basically, based on the criteria, certain criteria they will see, and then you will be able to study now and pay later. Either you can pay as soon as you get the job, or you can pay within 1 year, 2 years. It's up to you. So he will explain you everything. You can pay it in installments if you want, or you can pay one lump sum. If you pay one lump sum, we pay the tax for you and we give you good discount on that. So all that will be available to you when you talk to Mr. Asif Shamim or to me. Okay, how long the duration? Okay, fine, good question. How long the duration? The whole training package is designed for 2 days a class, 3 hours a class. But I am planning to do this class for 3 days if everybody agree, whoever is joining. 3 days a class so we can finish it earlier, so because hiring period is coming up, right? So normally it is designed for about 15 to 18 weeks, but we don't expedite, we go with the pace of the class. But on average, it's about 15 to 18 weeks that we finish this training, and then we make your resume. If you can submit your, then it's ball is in your court. How fast you submit your assignment, you can submit during the training, and how fast you take the test and submit our key concept file. There's one file that you have to submit, which tests you on the concept that we have done and the keyword that you are supposed to speak. So once you have done that, we are all with you, and make sure that you expedite to get into the job market fast. So that's the timeline for this. Okay, but yeah, as I said, fast track is available. You can do it earlier. Some people have done it in 6 weeks, just taking the whole recording, and they finish it on their own with the recordings, and then they submitted the assignments, took the test, and they're fine, and we are fine. So long you can demonstrate to us you're ready to work, we are with you. All right. Now, those people, some people here are new immigrants and some people are fresh graduates. I would like to just quickly, before we start on Excel, I would like to give a quick overview. Please don't post your resume everywhere. If you have been posting your resume and you're not getting the calls, it means that it will not work in future too, right? Because there's something that is eliminating you from the job market. If you especially post to the what you call recruiters, what happens now? Your resume he reviews, and if you find something in there, he puts a note on your resume that already evaluated, and it's in their database. There might be 200 jobs coming up, and you are applying on those, and you're not getting any calls. The reason is there's a note on your resume already evaluated. Not good for us. So we don't want you to post your resume unless you're 100% sure it's going to work. And when they read your resume, they have about only 30 seconds to decide whether this resume is good or not. So your resume should be made in such a way that they can read through and they can glance through and don't know what you are exactly. Your skills and your experience, everything is quick. Don't put a lot of stuff in there. Don't make it too black. A lot of white space on both the sides and very nicely like in so that it's readable, right? Also, in your resume, they read it to eliminate you, not to select you. So they start reading, and as soon as the elimination factor comes, oh, this is not for us on the side. For example, if you write 10 plus years of experience, 20 plus years of experience, now they're looking only for 3 to 5 years of experience. So you eliminate it right there, eliminate it. Okay. Similarly, some people write in their company's name and then their country's name, Pakistan, India, or something, right? You eliminate it because no Canadian experience. So we have some barriers in there in the resume that we have to remove before we can post it. There are so many other wordings in the resume that if the wordings are not matching, or a lot of wordings we use back home are not used over here, we have to replace them with the jargons or the keywords used over here. So that's very, very important as well. So unless we are 100% sure, we don't want anybody to post their resume. Otherwise, there's a chances that if you're not getting the calls now, you will not get the calls in the future, because all of them are trained the same way. Okay. They're trained the same way in the sense that if one person rejects you in a agency, then everybody will. Okay. Second reason for not getting the resume is timing, because sometimes the job is posted, let's say especially by the recruiter, at 6 o'clock in the evening, right? And you look at the job, it comes in your maybe inbox or something, and then after that you say, okay, I've got a lot of time, I will apply it a little bit later, and you apply by morning 9 o'clock maybe. These days recruiters are working from home, and you think that you are the recruiter. What will you do? You are in a hurry to make a money, right? So if he receives 5 resumes which is up to his mark, which is satisfying his requirements, he will not wait for your resume till morning in the morning to receive your resume, right? So he will just send those resumes to the client, and then you are just sitting in their database. So we have to guide you in a lot of ways, how to get the resume, calls on the resume, how to make the resume. So that's all the part of this training, and we take care of all those things. We have been trained in that, and we have been very much like we have been in hiring positions, so we know exactly how to evaluate candidate, how to look at the resume, what exactly managers are looking for. We'll be transferring all that knowledge to you as well. So now we are ready to start on the Excel, and I would like to ask you some questions. Please unmute yourself and answer the questions. That will let me know what your level of Excel is like. And also, if you can just ideally, I would like to have introduction of everybody, so we know that how many people are from the accounting background, how many are non-accounting background, and we can pace accordingly. And also, I would like to know the level of skills in Excel and whether you have used ERP or not. So after the training, you can write a short note, either text me or Mr. Asif, a short note on the email about a little bit of background of yours, so we can see like what this class is, and especially if you're joining us, right? So we start the training after every 16 to 18 weeks. So that's what our offer is. And I can assure you that this training will be very much beneficial for you. All right. So now I would like to start. Now you will be getting some files from Asif. I think he has already sent you in your email some files. This package file that you're seeing right now, which I was discussing, you've got this file, and you know the contents. These are the contents that we'll be covering. We'll be also grateful if you could help anybody, refer them to us if they are willing to change their career, fresh graduates, new immigrants not getting the jobs, or stuck in odd jobs, people stuck in odd jobs. And we have placed many people like those, or some people who are trying to change the career or skills upgrade. We are definitely there for their help, and you will definitely do a favor to them if they get the job. The lives will be changed. We have changed lives of many people. You can listen to them, you can talk to them and see what their feelings are, what their conditions was, and what are they now. You will not really recognize that what a change. Okay, so it's very important that we target. Job hunting is a full-time job, and it has to be targeted. Okay, now if I this is the type of file you'll be getting, and you'll be getting this file as well from Asif. And this is something which is called Excel Beginners Day 1. We start from the very basic of Excel and we go to the advanced level. So bear with me. You might be knowing a lot of things in there. Still, we have to cover it because we claim that we start from the very basic. All right. So let's start and see. And if you can answer me the question, that'll be great. Asif, are you there? Okay. So any one of you can just please confirm, is my voice coming okay? Everything okay?
Yeah, it seems fine.
Yes, it's okay.
Right. Okay. Okay, great. Thank you very much. So when we have Excel, of course, we work Excel mostly for numerical values, and we work for getting the work done in terms of reports and all those things. So it's a very good tool there. So when I start on Excel file, we have got a lot of options over here. We have got some predefined formats or templates over here, and we have got recently used files showing me here. When did I use them and when did I modify them? So all the recently used files are there, and we know that this is the normal bar when we say file open, even in the Word or PowerPoint. Now, if I want to open a totally new file, I can go to the file new, or I can go to this here blank workbook. So this blank workbook opens up, and this is my open workbook. If I would like to open a file which is already existing and saved earlier, and I would like to open that and say file open, and when you say file open here, it takes you here, and from here you can say browse, and when you go to the browse you can see this PC as well, or you can go to the OneDrive, and from there you get to this point where you can select the folders or the file that you like to open, and you say open or double click on it, it'll open. All right, so home, file new, info gives you a little bit of information about the file that you're working on, that you can see the properties here, size, and who created it, when it was created and all. So a little bit of it. And here on the side we have got some protection, inspection, managing workbook. So each drop down has some features in there. Check for the issues, right? Checks protecting the workbook. So we'll be covering all that as we go along. So all these things is relevant to this file that you're working on. All right, then save, we already know we would like to save the file. Save as, if you'd like to save the same file with a different name. So save as will allow you to save it at some other location or a different name. History will show you the history of the file. There's no history because it is now just a blank file, but otherwise it will tell you who created it, when it was modified. The history of the file will be given to you. Print option is given to you over here. We'll be covering full print section because printing is a very important function, of course, because when you send the file to the bosses, it has to be print ready. So how do we do that? We'll be covering that. Share, you can share the files in the email, you can share them with the people, share to the cloud. So sharing is all about sending the file to different places. Export, now you can export to different formats or in different file formats, PDF or something, you can do that over here. Publish allows to also upload into Power BI, or Power BI we'll be covering as well. So how to publish this one into Power BI so the data from Excel uploads in there. So you can do it from other places as well, but this is also one of the place. And close means close. Down here in the account, you know which account you're using. All right. Just a minute. Sorry, my student, I have to take the call because the student working at the workplace might have some issues. Yes, Ankita. Yes. I'm in a class. I just started a new one. Anything urgent? Right. Okay. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you after the class. She's one of my students who got a job in a good company. So, all right. So there you can see what office we are using over here, product activated and all. So this is something about account. Feedback is just like you don't like something. And then options, most important one, you will need this one for sure, because here we have something under the formulas, some options over there. We have data related items and customizing the ribbons. Advanced is the most important one. There's so many things which is check marked here. Sometimes we want to come over here and uncheck, or sometimes we want to put the checks in there. So we definitely need to work on this one. So we'll be covering quite a few of these elements as well when we are in the training throughout. So that is the overview about the Excel. If you look at the Excel right now, you will see on the top we have got menu. The items on the top are called menu. And when I click on the menu, any item of the menu bar here is called menu bar. You can see down here the icons are changing as I'm clicking on any icons over there. This is called ribbon, Excel ribbon. Excel ribbon is composed of all the small icons that you see. If you look at it closely, what they have done, they have divided the menu items into sections. For example, you can see here that section is called clipboard. They've given it a name. All this section is called clipboard. All this section is called font. All this section is called alignment, number, and all the like that. So in any tab that you go, you will see sections over there, and their name is there for that section. So it might be easier for you to remember what options are available under which Excel menu. Now, when you go for the Excel test with the agency or with the company, they mostly test you on the icons. When you start the test, you will see there's a very fine the points written over there, which says although your time is unlimited and not but and your attempts are unlimited, but your time and attempts are noted. So what happens there? Let's say they said you want data validation, some task, right? And you go there and say insert. So that's one attempt gone. It's not there. Okay, then formula. Oh, it's not there. Then you go to the data. Oh, you found it, right? Data validation. So it means that you took 3 attempts to go to a particular task. Although you did 100% right, you might still be under lower quartile because you're taking more attempts and you're taking more time than others. So you're in the lower quartile. That's why we say I did 100% right. I'm still not getting the calls because you're not up to the mark. So by the end of this training, excuse me, Samson, can you please mute yourself? There's a background noise on your part. Okay, so it's very important to know all the items that we need over here. So by the end of the training, you will know all the icons that are there under each of the tabs that you're seeing here and how to use them in a practical scenario. Now there are so many items that we don't need. They're used by some scientific people, so obviously they're under the FX over here, financial over here, so we don't need that. Like some database things or something like engineering or something, we'll not be of course covering those. We'll be covering from the financial analyst point of view. Down here you can see this is the quick access toolbar. A quick access toolbar allows you to work on the tools that might be available under any of the menu options but you most frequently use. For example, if I go to the data and I use validation or remove duplicates a lot, what you can do, you can right click there and say add to the quick access toolbar. It'll add you here. This is your personal bar that is there and you can add from there. You can also add to the quick access toolbar by right clicking here and say customize quick access toolbar, and when it opens here, all the items are here which you can bring to the right. The items are already in my quick access toolbar. I can bring many more items from here which might not be available in any of the menu options over there. Okay, and these are the popular commands. If you say all commands, so all of them will be shown to you here, and then you can see which one you want and you can bring it on the right. Okay, so this is your quick access toolbar. You can move the quick access toolbar on the top if you like. Right click and say show the quick access toolbar above the ribbon, so it goes on the top there. And when you want to down, I prefer down here because I want to work fast, so I would like to use that one there. So right click and below the ribbon, so it comes over here. So now you know the structure of that one there. Down here, this is called cell address bar. For example, if I put my cursor here, Excel is based on columns and rows, and that's why we can do wonders. Column and rows means columns are A, B, C, D, and rows are 1, 2, 3, 4. Whenever you click on anywhere in the Excel worksheet, it is the intersection point of row and column. You can see right now I am at the intersection point of column G and row number 5, and that makes the cell address G5, column G and row number 5. So wherever you click, this cell address bar is showing you. If you type any cell address, for example, I would like to go to BC456, not in the year BC, And you can see now I'm in the column BC and that row number that I typed over there. So it takes you right over there. Control home takes me to the top. This is not only the cell address bar, it is used for many other purposes, because let's say if I say is equal to, so I'm trying to use a formula, you can see if comes up there, and then and you see many type of formulas are there which I most recently used will show me there. And if you're not seeing the one that you would like to use, you can go to the more functions and this thing is going to come up where you can choose more functions from there. Okay, this is the same thing as if you click on the fx function over here, same thing comes up. Okay, so that's your, and then if you try to create a range name or table, then also that will show you here in the drop down there. Okay, now this is your formula bar where whenever you type any even text, sorry, not there, here in the cell, whenever you type any text, you can see it's showing you in the formula bar. But normally formula bar allows me to put any formulas, plus, minus, multiply, divide, maybe whatever you're putting over there, it will show you there. So formula bar, and you can see when I say fx function there, it allows me to choose any function from there. For example, if I'm trying to use VLOOKUP, so lookup and reference, and down here lookup, and it tells me what it does. And when I say okay, it opens the dialog box. I can fill up this dialog box and the lookup function will work. Okay, so we'll be learning all that. Down here, as you know, this is the body of the Excel. Down here we call status bar. Status bar is not showing me anything right now, but it becomes applicable whenever we have the right item. For example, if I type numbers over here, you can see I highlight them all like that. You will see status bar becomes operative, and you can see average is coming up there, count is coming, sum is coming there, right? Because it is being activated. Now, how, if you don't see anything, you can right click on the this status bar, and you see so many items are there. Some of them by default are check marked. That's why you're seeing over there. Some of them you might want to bring in. If you would like to see them, you can check mark here, and then it'll show you on the quick access in the status bar. We call it status bar. It says customize status bar. Okay. Down here we have ready, and this is the bar for starting your macro. So you click on that one there, that starts recording the macro. We'll be covering macro as well in this section, in this training. So that's the structure of your Excel. So we now know what options we have under the Excel worksheet. If I now go to Excel beginners day 1, so I was telling you, for example, you can see we'll be covering a lot of things in this training. For example, dynamic charts. You can see the example of the dynamic chart here. And in this dynamic chart, you can see there's a bar over here, but one bar is a different color. That different bar color is because it is showing you the highest value in this item. For example, if you make, let's say, this item 433 the highest value, right now the highest value is over here is I think 1650, but I make this one to 2500, right, next month. So you can see the bar will change over there. So that becomes the green bar, and that's the highest value of this data. So this is called dynamic chart, right? So we will learn all those things. Secondary axis, how do we create the secondary axis, and error bars. This, what does this error bar shows you? All those things we'll be covering as well. Of course, we have to know all that, and also you can see in the chart over here, if I select from the drop down revenue chart, this becomes the revenue. This will be a revenue chart. So this one, sorry, it's not up to me. We change that one there. Okay, we change. Actually we change that one there. So we made that one as operative. So you can see when I select revenue, it becomes the revenue chart here. This is the cost chart here, and there's the profit chart here. So this is something a manager is looking for the presentation purposes. We'll be covering all those things as well. At the end of the training, you will be able to do this. I would like to show you quickly before I come on the workday 1. Something like this is the last project that we'll be doing. It is some project that we did for Sanofi Pasteur, and this is a real office template, but obviously we modified it a little bit more to make it a little bit easier for you. For example, here, this is the file here. You can see there's no ABCD, there's no 1, 2, 3, there's Excel worksheet. I would see the master report. You click on that one there, you go to the master report there. You can go back to the main menu. you like to input some data, nobody can input until he has a password. So you password there, and then you can go to the data to input some new data there. When you want to input the data, you can click on I would like to update this file here. So when you update this file, you can pretty much like click anywhere there, and you can say, okay, I would like to okay, I remove that one there from there. Okay, so once you update the data, you cannot go out. There's no tabs over here to go out to previous sheet. So you can only, once you update the data, you can only go out from this button there. And what it will do, it will refresh all the reports based on this data. So you can see here, it's refreshing all the reports now, and it is updating all the reports, and it'll refresh and go out from there to the main menu here. Now, if I go to the main menu here, I would like to see the reports. You can go to the display reports here. Which report you want to see? I want to see architecture engineering. I go there. Now you can see here we have got 2012 and 13, 2 years. You can see in the year here. We have 2 years, 2012 and 13. Okay. And last item is project administrator. And last item is 80 over here. IMAC over there. So I'd like to refresh this data. There's all type numbers there. So I can go report. I'd like to go to main menu, input data, and go there. And then this data, I'd like to just go and then down arrow, and I'll just copy this data from there to there and change that. Control C copy, Control V paste, and I'd like to make this to be 2014. And architecture is fine here. I would like to just say, okay, R. This IMAC I change into T. Sorry, not that one. Just to make it different. And in the dollar value 99999. So I updated that data there, and now I can go. I would like to go out from there, so it updates all my reports now. Go to the main menu here, and I would like to go to the display reports, and I go to the report here, and you'll see 2014 TTTT and 9999 RRRR report updated. All right. So this is some project that we did. We'll be, of course, we used a lot of things in there. So slowly and gradually, we'll be taking you to that level where you are able to automate things, standardize things, remove duplicates, and create models. And that's what your core value is. You're a financial analyst. You're going there as a core value there. Okay. So now we go back to the Excel beginners day one that you have, and I just now went through or gone through this thing: Excel ribbon, navigation icons, office button, and Excel options over there. And now home tab. We're now coming onto the home tab here, clipboard, and you can see in the home tab we have got clipboard here, font, alignment, number, styles, cells, editing. Okay, so let's see. This is the structure of the Excel that we just now saw. Excel menu bar was that. Ribbon, I told you that's Excel ribbon. Quick access toolbar, I told you that's the one. Cell address bar, just in case if you'd like to revise, you have this file. What we covered, cell address bar is this one there, right? Formula bar, sorry, cell address bar is this one. Formula bar is this one there. Excel body we talked about. Excel worksheets. We have got sheets here. As you can see, we have multiple sheets here. So that's Excel worksheet. All right. And status bar, the status bar, Excel options. When I go to the file, you've got info, save as. Same thing is mentioned: save as, print, share, export, publish, close, file account. We covered all that, right? Now we're coming on the home tab here, which is the first tab there. We'll be not covering tab by tab, by the way. We'll be covering as we go. We'll learn all the features there, but home tab is important because most important information is there. Most important tools that we use commonly are there. So under the home tab, first one is copy, cut, and paste. Everybody knows that, I know. So let's say we have got copy, cut, and paste. Let's say I've got this numerical value here, and so in this numerical value, you can see that we have got this total there. If I would like to copy this over here, the shortcut key, we can go copy, and the shortcut key you can see is Control C. Everybody knows that maybe. Control C copy, I'm sure. Control V, Control V or the paste button is there, and you can see Control V showing you there. So Control V paste, Control C copy, Control V paste. Now after the training, you can tell me what your level of Excel is, and would you like to revise anything? I can go slowly one-on-one with you as well if you have any problems there, in case I'm assuming that you already know it and you don't know. All right, so that's copy. And now what happens if I would like to copy this one over here? Copy this, which is the total of all these numbers over here. What will happen? What will I get? Anybody? What will I get if I say Control C copy and I would like to paste it over here? What will I get? Anyone would like to answer that?
The formula would get copied.
Formula would be copied. 2887 will not come there. So Control V, good. I'm getting 0 there, right? Now, he said that formula is being copied. I agree. So what's the formula there? Formula is B10 to B14. So I copied B10 to B14, but when I paste it over here, I'm not seeing B10 to B14. So formula is not copied really. Yes, formula is old, but not the formula that we have here. So it has B10 to B14. So why is that? Why is this happening? And what is this feature of Excel called?
It's relative something,
Very good.
right?
Very good. It's relative referencing, right? Your cell address changes according to the column or the rows you move that or copy that formula into relatively. For example, if I copy this formula, copy is also dragging like this. It becomes a plus sign there, and you can drag it like this through your mouse by left click, then drags, and you can see it becomes immediately 0 because B10 and B14 are these became C10 and C14. If you press function F2, you will see it's now trying to take this in your formula, that range, and there's nothing there, so it's giving you 0. So this is called relative referencing. Your cell address changes relatively the number of columns you move or the number of rows you move down. If I move this down here, you can see this here. Now if you say press function F2, you can see it's now covering that because your original formula was B10 became B11, and B14 became 15 because everything moved by one cell. All right, one row. Here your rows remain the same, 10 and 14, but here you can see your column change because you're changing relatively your columns, so only the columns change. So that's the feature of Excel. So that's called cut and copy. Now what happens if I would like to bring this total over here? I don't want that total here. I want to bring that total over here. So what function we use? For that we use the cut function there. Cut, what it does not copy the formula, it cuts the whole contents of the cell, including the format and everything. It cuts the whole contents and bring as is the items from that cell to other place. For example, if I click here, Control X or Control X, you can see that. So Control X or cut and put it over there, and Control V paste. So you can see that is now moved from there. Another way of doing the same thing is to put your cursor there, and when this becomes four direction arrow, you can now drag it wherever you want and it'll go there. Okay. That's also cut function. So now you know what cut, copy, and functions are there. Now if I have this numbers over here, and let's say I have this number as bold, italic, and also I color them like this, right? So I'd like to do that. First, before that, this color. So let's say Control C, Control V. So we have this color contents. I'd like to do this formatting on all of them. So it would be like bold, italic, and some color from there. Let's say this one. I'd like to make all of them like that. So what we can do, we can use the format painter. Whenever you have any cell, there's a format behind it, right? So when you click on the format painter, this thing comes up, the brush. And when you select the range, it will apply that formatting on all these cells. So you can see automatically it changed. You don't have to do it manually. But I want to do it on more than one items, maybe 50, 20 items. So what I can do, because as soon as you leave your finger from the mouse, that brush is gone. So if you want the brush to stay on, what you have to do, click on the item there and double click on the format painter. It's going to stay with you. So I can try paint it like this. I can paint like this. I can paint like that. So it's going to stay with you until you press the escape button or you press that button again. So that's Format Painter. All right. Now we move on to the font option. We already know what bold, italic, underline means. You know that when we have something written over there, I can make it bigger, right? So when something is written there, we can make it bold, we can make it italic, and now we can also underline. We now have double underline as well. We can double underline as well. So that's the font type here. You can change the font type here from this option, and you can change any of the font types from there. We all know that. We can change the font size. Your agency test question wants you to put this font size to 20. So you have to go here and you select 20 from there. That's what the agency test question is asking you. You can also increase the font size by clicking on this. First click there and then A, and that increases the size or decrease the size there. All right. So that's your font style and font sizes. Here we can also see that we have got some other options there. I can change the font color by going here. You can change the font color. You can see it becoming red, green, or whatever. So you can change that, and also you can see the background. So background can be changed also by selecting anything. And you can see that one. All formatting. All right. That's all about fonts. Now this one over here allows you to put the border around anything. Your agency test question has selected a range like this one, and they want you to put all border around it. They say they put it in the question all border. So you go over here and you say all borders. So now it puts all borders around it. So that's one of the questions in the agency test question when you go there. So that's your all border. All right. Now you don't want any borders, you can say no border. So it'll be going away. So many options are available to you based on your criteria. You can do that. You can also draw the border if you like. You can click on that one, then you can draw your own borders, or you can change the font styles or something like that, line colors, line styles. All those options are there. Okay. Now this is my font. Do you see this small arrow there down there? Small arrow. In the older version of Excel, we used to right click on the cell and we used to go to the format cells, and this dialog box used to come up, format cells. And here we've got a number, alignment, font, border, fill, protection, different options available to you. Since we are in the font one here, when I click on this small icon, a small arrow downwards, it brings me the same dialog box. It opens directly in fonts. And some of the features that you're seeing over here are also visible over here that you can see. I can change the font style from there. I can change the font size from there, bold, italic, underline, right? Strike throughs, coloring. So all the font related items are here as well. This was the older Excel, but they're still there. Okay. Some of the features which are not there are available over here. So that is the fonts. Next one is alignment. Alignment basically also is important here. You can see right now I've got the alignment over there. So you can have left alignment there. You can have this alignment. You can have this alignment, or you can have just that alignment. So different type of alignments are there. And you can see I can make it in the middle. Your agency test question wants you to align this at 45 degrees. Align this text or test at 45 degrees. So how do we do that? You see under the alignment, you know all these things. There's AB over there. When you click over here, we can align it counterclockwise or clockwise or vertical. You can see when I click on the vertical, it goes like that. And I go like this, it rotates like that. So different options, obviously. You can use whatever you like, but rotation here clockwise looks like 45 degrees, but you're not sure, let's say. All right. So how do I ensure that it is really the one that I'm looking for, 45? So what you do basically, under the alignment, you see small arrow here. You click on this small arrow, and here you can type 45 degrees, or you can align it 45 degrees like that. And you can see 43, 44, 45. That's 45 degrees. Okay. Or you can type 45 here. It'll take you to the 45 degrees and say, okay, it'll align to 45 degrees. So that's your agency test question wants you to align it at 45 degrees. Okay, so that's your alignment. And here we have indentation. What's indentation? Let's say two lines are written. I'd like to indent this line slightly in. So you can say here, you can see it's going inside slightly, like paragraphs or something. You can indent in and indent out from there. Okay. Merge and center. Merge and center merges more than one cells together. For example, I have this report, and for the month of February, this whole report is for the month of February. Okay, and you can see we have got individual cells over there. I'd like to merge all these cells in cell and put this heading into the center of the table, center of the report. What you can do, you can select the range which you would like to merge and click on merge and center. When you click on merge and center, it merges all the cells into one cell. You can see now there's only one cell there, and the cell reference is that one cell. And now it becomes, you can make it as a heading if you like, and you can line in the center. It becomes the heading of the report. So merge and center, and it becomes gray. That means it's now operative. If you click on it again, and then merge and center goes away, and you can see it's now again demerged. So that's your merge and center. Wrap text. Wrap text allows you to wrap the text. What it does basically, what wrap text, for example, let's say I want to write my comments over here, and my manager says you can only write in that area. I cannot go beyond that because it will not be printed on one page, or maybe not visible to the in the presentation. It will not be visible. So the technique is that first write your text. Don't click on the wrap text first, because then you have to adjust it from here. So write your text whatever you want. Let's say I'm writing in Russian. So I'm writing my comments here because the comments are big, so I have to really put my comments in there, and it goes beyond that range. So first write your comments, put your cursor there, and then click on the wrap text. So what it'll do, it'll wrap your text in the required area. You can select 2-3 columns if you like, and it'll make this line a little bit thicker, broader, and it'll adjust your items in the wrap. So wrap text is now grayed out. So it means that it is now operative. So that's your wrap text. We have now done clipboard, font, alignments. Next one, number, very important one, because of the fact that we use to download the data from some other places. For example, if this is a number here, it is normally a general format, right? A number is a general format. What general format means, that if it's a number, read it as a number. If it's a text, read it as a text. It's general. I'm not forcing any formatting on it. All right. Now, if I go here and say number format, what it does, it'll put the 2 zeros there, and there's a number, that's a 0. I can remove the zeros by clicking on these icon over here. So I can remove or add more zeros to it if I want, but that's my number format. Okay. Then we have currency format. So you can see the currency format puts the dollar sign on it, 00 as well, and a comma there as well. That one did not have a comma separator after thousands, but this one is separating the thousands, and so this one is accounting, looks exactly the same. Currency format, the currency is there, dollar, comma is there after the thousand, and zeros are there. It looks exactly the same. Can you tell me what's the difference between the two? Anybody can tell me the difference between the currency format and the accounting format? Anyone?
In accounting format, the negatives are in brackets, right?
Okay, no, that you can force in the that's something you can force, not necessarily, but there's another difference over there. Okay, if I show you, spot the difference. Okay, if I put the currency there, you look at like this. All right, if I now go and use the other format, let's go up. So if I use the accounting format, it looks like that. So if I just, it looks like that, and in currency format, it looks like that. You know the difference? Did you spot the difference? Anyone? Okay, the difference is that dollar sign. You can see the dollar sign is just adjacent to this number there. But when you click on the accounting format here, the dollar sign is on the far left. Why? Because in the accounting, when we make the financial statements, we might have numerical values over here again. We don't want to repeat dollar, dollar, dollar after every item. It is assumed that all the numerical values down there are all dollars until I say kg or pound or something else. All of them are assumed to be dollars. So in your accounting format, you will see in the financial reports, either the dollar will be on the top here, or will be the first item dollar, and the rest of the items are supposed to be or assumed to be dollars there. Whereas in the other format, only that number is dollar. Okay, so that's why your accounting format is slightly different. Okay, so this is my general format.
Yes, sir. I think everybody has received the files, huh?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah. Okay. So now you can see here we
Have you
have.
received the files or no? You have
Yeah, this
received my
is,
email?
yeah.
Not
Anybody who
yet.
has not received, contact him. Right. I will write his email as well in the end.
Send me a
Okay.
message. But I think I have sent to everybody.
Yeah. If you don't have it, then send him a message. Okay. All right. Next one is short date. This is important. Why this is important, you will know. If I click on the short date here, it creates this date here. 12th, 19th of December, 1914. You can also convert it to long date like this, and it will be Saturday, December 19th, 1994, 1914. Now, is there any significance of that number to this date, or just randomly just took any date and put it over here, or that date, if I change that date to some other number, will the date remain the same, or it randomly change the number? Do you know what is the significance of that date to this number? Anyone? What is the significance or relationship of that date, that or that numerical value that I wrote to this date that is converting into, and why it is important to know? I will tell you. Anyone? Yeah, Mujib said something in the chat. You can unmute and speak as well. It relates to your computer date. No, well, it does in a way, but yes, okay, fine. Computer was produced maybe 2 years back, 1 year back. So, okay, this date has a significance, and why it is important to know, I'll tell you. When it was a general format, it was 5467. All right. Let's say if I put 1 there, okay, and see what it converts to. So if you put 1 there and you convert it to the short date, it converts to 1st of January 1900. This means Excel starts counting the number of days from the 1st of January 1900. And if from 1st of January 1900, 5467 days pass by, right? So that would be the date. Saturday, December 1994. From 1st of January, if 5400 and something, whatever number, that many days pass by, that would be the date. Why it is important to know? You know, we are always working on mainframe like SAP, JD Edwards, Oracle Financial, right? We might have a report over there, which I'm trying to download to Excel. And there's a column there called date, right? And in there, we have the date like this one over there. Some dates are there in the columns. When you download it to Excel, you will see Excel will automatically convert them into numerical values, 45,000 something, 30,000 something. What Excel is doing is converting them. Basically, each date is a number, and it is changing the format of that number will change the date, will bring the date format. So basically, when we download it from mainframe system to Excel, you might see that you have a column of date over there, but in Excel, you're not seeing the date, but you're seeing numerical values there. So what you have to do, all you have to do is just convert it to the date format in 2 ways. Excuse me. You just go there, excuse me, change it to the date format. Or right click and format cells, and then here number format, date. Choose whatever format you like. Okay, so this is the way we can convert it back to the date format. Over here we have got styles. I can put any currency to it. Very commonly used currencies are given to you like pound, dollars, euro. But if you want more currencies, you go here. In the accounting section, excuse me, sorry, something happened. Here are the symbols. The whole world currency is here. You can see if you are working in a multinational, you would like to convert it to a different currency, the whole world currency is there. Okay, you can change it from there. So that is your increasing or decreasing decimal. You can put a percentage there, or you can also there, so it becomes 00 and thousands. Okay. Next one is conditional formatting. One of the very important functions over there. Just a second. Hello, Mitesh. Hello, yes, Mitesh. ठीक-ठाक. Yes, inshallah. I'll call you back after the. Where have you been for so long? I'm in a class right now, so call me after the class. Okay. We are just starting a new batch right now. Yeah, I'm in the session. I can send you the recording if you like. Yes. Okay. Right. So have you completed our training? So submit the assignments and then call me. I will make your resume and we'll try to place you somewhere. Okay. Sure. Call me after 2 o'clock. I will guide you. Okay. Complete your part, then only I can help you. If you can't complete, I will not. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If you want to join the new batch, tell me. We will add you there. Okay. No problem. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Bye. Okay. So you can see here we have conditional formatting. So one of the very important features, and we have a separate like topic here. You can see in the package over here, we have a separate topic on conditional formatting. The reason is nowadays managers are looking for presentation. So conditional formatting is a very good tool to do certain presentations. And one of the reasons why it is important, you might not need it, but sometimes what happens is that you get a file from the corporate or from your manager, and it might have some coloring in there or some icons in there, and you're not sure what it is. So how to read them? For example, I've got a data over here. I would like to highlight that data which is less than 500, let's say. Okay. So what you do, you like to see those items which are less than 500. So you highlight the area where you would like to apply conditional formatting. Then under conditional formatting, we've got many options there. We'll be covering every option, how to use those icons, how to use these icons over there, and how to give it a meaning. But here right now, in highlight cell rules, we have greater than, less than, between, equal to, all those options. What is my condition? Less than. So I go to the less than option there, and it selects mean value over here. That's not what I'm looking for. So change that to 100. Predefined coloring are given to you over here. Like this is light red. We can change it to dark green if I like. So some predefined coloring are there. Even border is there. You can have a border around them, red border or something. But if you like to have your own formatting, then you can go to the custom format. And in the custom format, you can make it bold if it is greater than less than 500. Can change the coloring from here for the fonts, or you can make a border around it, or you can fill different colors to it like this. And you can see now this conditional formatting is filled now, and say okay. This conditional formatting is highlighting those items which are less than 500. It will not change the color by selecting any other color over here. You can see if I select red, it's not changing it. It will only change when the condition is not met. So if I make this to 600, that coloring is changed now. It's gone without here. If I had selected red here on this one like this, then if I make this to 600, it'll become red, because on the background red is there, but because the conditional formatting takes precedence on that, cannot be changed. All right. Now, let's say you receive this file, but you don't know. I told you this is less than 500. It will be less than 400 maybe. So how do you know what this coloring means? That you want to find out, right? So whenever you have a conditional formatting, you can always go to conditional formatting, and you can go to the manage rules. And under the manage rules, you can see over here, cell value less than 500 is that color in that range. And if you'd like to modify it, you can click on this one, say edit the rules, and it takes you to that screen here, and you can see cell value less than or equal to 500 is that coloring. And you can change it from here if you like, whatever you like. Okay. So you can now see how to read them. formulas there. If I want to remove the conditional formatting from here, how do I do that? There are two ways of doing it. I could copy this format over here, format painter, and paste it here. So all the format is gone, but this is not advisable. Why? Let's say I have this conditional formatting, but I have also made it bold and italic. And I want this one to be bold, italic, and underlined. So this is my conditional requirement. I don't want to remove them. If I do this format painter and copy the format on top of it here, remove the conditional formatting, but it also removes other formatting I might be having, right? So this is not the right way. So if you don't want other formats to be removed, then the right way is probably to select the area where you would like to remove the conditional formatting, go to the conditional formatting from there, and say clear the rules. You have the option of clearing the rules from the selected cells, which we have just now selected, or from the entire worksheet. So entire worksheet means there might be conditional formatting somewhere else too, and you would like to remove all of them. So I want to remove from the selected cells. So you can see now it's gone. It did not touch other formats that I have in that range. So that's why we could use that one there. In this one also you can see that I can do one more thing here. I can remove the conditional formatting now and say clear the rules. It also allows me to search for duplicate values. And in the duplicate values drop down, you also have unique values. Unique values means those values that do not have duplicates, they're unique. So it is now selecting unique values, they don't have any duplicates. If I select duplicates here, then these are the duplicate values. So sometimes in a large worksheet, we would like to see what items are duplicate here. We can do that easily. Now, important thing, let's say I know the duplicate values, this one. Your boss says, show me only the duplicate values. I don't want to see the rest. So what you can do, you can make a filter. You can put a filter on it. Click on the data, go to the data there and put the filter on it. When you put the filter on it, then in the drop down, you see filter by color. And if more than one color are there, it will show you. So I can select that filter color and it will show me only those items which are colored. All right. And you can see rest of the items are hidden. So filter by color is an important feature sometimes when you want to highlight only those areas based on the coloring. All right. So filter by color, and you can see it's filtered out now. Okay. We will be covering conditional formatting in great detail later on. Now format table, a new feature from Excel 2007. It was not there before. Tell me, anybody has used format as table before, and tell me what is the use or what is the main thing about format as table. Quickly, anybody, if you can respond faster. Anyone who knows format as table or has used format as table or knows what it is used for and what's the real purpose behind it? Format as table, what it does for us? No? Okay, Munib, no. Okay, anybody else? Okay, from next class we'll be more interactive. You will see that we will be asking you questions and we'll be doing things together as well. Okay. Right. So no. Okay. Fine. Now see, this is a very important feature here. You can see format as table is here. If I click anywhere inside the table, anywhere, right, and I go format as table, many formats are given. And you can see we have got light formats, we have got darker, medium, darker formats, and we can also customize our format if I like from here. We'll see that when we come on the formatting later on. Right now, I'm just describing you the screen on the home tab. But what it does basically, does not only formatting. For example, if I say I would like to have this format, let's say, or this format maybe. So what it does, sorry, not there. I click anywhere inside here, and I would like to say I would like to select, let's say, this format. So what it does basically, it selects the whole range because it knows that the data is continuous. There shouldn't be any gaps, and it says that's my range. And my table as a header means the first line is the header, and I say okay. So that's one way of creating your table. There are more than one ways. Okay. So when I say okay, you can see a table is created, and you will notice two things. Number one, coloring change. When I click inside the table here, you will see over here table 1 is name appearing over there. When I click anywhere outside, and I click here in the drop down, table 1 is there, and then I click on that one there, it shows me that range is your table 1. And you will also notice that on the top, design comes up there. So when you click on the design, we have got many features that we can use, like slicer, remove duplicates from that range, convert to any. A lot of things are there that we can use, and we can change the formatting of the tables from there. But what these things do, we will be covering when we come on the format as table later on in the training. We will come on that. Okay, but what it does really, it is not formatting only. See what happens. We have some formulas over here which is calculating your revenues, cost of sale, and this. Let's say if I put June over here and I press enter, you see it automatically expanded. Because of the formula, it expanded the formula there and it automatically expanded. If I put anything on the right of the table, I just put RT, let's say, anything, not without any gap, like just adjacent column, and I say enter, you see the column expanded. If I put anything down here underneath, anything TY, and enter, your table will expand. Since there's no value there, so obviously everything is value, but table is expanding. And you can see when I click here on table 1, your range is now a new range, which is expanded one. Your table automatically expands on the right and at the bottom. It will not expand on the top or on the left. All right. So you can see if I type anything over here, ER, it will not expand. And if I type anything on the top here, TY, it will not expand. It only expands on the right and it expands at the bottom. So what is the use? Now, sometimes when we are working in the office, let's say we have a large data of 500 lines or 5,000 lines for January only. And we are making a report based on that 5,000 somewhere else in the other sheet using that table, either in the pivot or in the VLOOKUP or somewhere. And we are putting it over there. Now what happens? Next month, I want to download the data from the mainframe system and I want to add the data to the existing January data. And I would like to update my data into my report that I have created using pivots or VLOOKUP. So what will happen? You have to go back and change the range to select the new range with the new data that you have just added. Now, if you convert that into a table, you don't have to do this. You can convert this into a table, the original data. When you add anything, it will automatically adjust your range. And in your formula or in your report, you can use the name table 1. Look at this number in table 1. So it will go in the table 1 in that range automatically and it will pick up the numbers from that. So I can use this table 1 name. I can change the table 1 name as well. I can go to the design, the one that comes up, and I can go here, table 1. I can say whatever I want, report or whatever. That name will be changed. Okay. And you can press anywhere. Enter. So now you can see the table 1 name changed to report. So go to the report and select the whole range and then use that range to bring my data from there over here. So it's a very, very useful tool. You'll see when we start using large Excel files and data to copy from one place to the other, how this is very useful in saving your time. And there are many other features I can add, totals in there, and so many other features are there. When we go on the table and design, we'll see we'll be covering all those things. So how to use all those from the practical part, we summarize with the pivot table and all, right? So we'll be covering all in detail this formatting. So it's a very important new feature. When we what is she saying? You can always unmute yourself and speak. That will be better, because sometimes my eyes don't go on the chat. When new data is added to this table, will chart or any pivot table get updated instantly? It will get updated. That's the beauty of it, right? So Cynthia is asking me that. Okay, so as soon as you update anything over here and your report is based on this data and you add new data, you refresh the pivot table, automatically it will update. You don't have to go and change your ranges anymore, right? That's the beauty of it. So that name you can use anywhere and it'll select that range for you. Okay, so we'll see the difference between table and the range name. We can use the same thing for the range name, but the range name works slightly differently. Okay, so we'll see that later. So now you see what format as table means. These are those cell styles. You know that if I have a cell style, I can change them to any style that I would like to have. For example, here you can see I can change it to the heading style, or different type of heading styles are there. If just presentation, you can choose that for the cell styles. All right. Insert. Now that's important again. Insert. You know that we have insert cells delete cells, on insert rows, delete rows, right? Let's say I want to insert a cell over here. Okay. So if you go to the insert and you say insert cell, it is saying, do you want to shift the cells down, right? Or I say shift the cell down. So see what happens? It shifts all the cells down, but does not shift them down. So if you want to add something, so you can shift the cells, you can shift the insert the cells or do something like that. Now, this thing is important here. How do I add lines and rows? I would like to ask you, I would like to add a column between revenue and cost of sale. Add a column between these two. How do I do that? How would I add a column between the two columns, J and K? I'd like to add a column between them, a blank column. How to add them?
Yeah, you select the entire column by clicking on K.
J or K?
K. And
K,
right
yes.
click and insert column.
Right click and insert, correct. Okay, your column will always be inserted on the left of the column that you select. If I select A, if I say insert, my column will be okay. It's not covering because this is merge and center. Okay, I'll remove that one for now. Okay, this one I had much, so there's no other column there, so that's why. Okay, so if I click on K, your new column will be inserted left of K. So don't see K, see cost of sale. It will be left of cost of sale. Right click and insert, and you can see K becomes this one, but it is inserted left of cost of sale. If I want to insert a row between February and March, what do I do? Row between February and March.
You select row 106 and insert row.
Yes, your row will always be inserted on top of the row that you select. I select row 106 and I right click on it and I say insert. So row will be selected, inserted on top of March. So row will always be selected on top, column on the left of the column that you select. Now see here, the magic. What I can do, I want to insert a column between revenue and cost. So I click on the cost because I know column is created on the left of it, right? And then I can go over here in my quick access toolbar here and I can say insert the column. So see here, I can insert as many columns I want. I can delete the columns if I like that. Isn't that faster? Because right click and then insert, and so get that faster. If I want to insert a row between March and February over here, I select March and I say I would like to insert a row there. You can insert as many rows as you want, and you can delete the rows as well if you like. Right? So that's how you can insert. Now, how am I doing it? You know, this is my quick access toolbar. You see insert over here. In the insert, all I did was insert sheet, row or columns. I right click on it and say add to the quick access toolbar. So it added those bars, those items into my quick access toolbar here, and I can now use it very fast. I don't have to go here, insert or right click or something. I have put them in my quick access toolbar and I can use those options of inserting or deleting rows and columns right from there. Okay, so that you can do. So it's all about efficiency and saving the time, right? So that's what you can do. Insert rows, column, delete. Same is the case with the delete. That's what I saved it over here. Format as cells, very important thing. I think that the last thing that you will need to know a little bit here. Format as cells, something important in there. You know, we have different options over there. Format, row heights. I can increase or decrease the row heights just for that cell, or for a number of cells I'm selecting, or for the whole worksheet. I can select the whole worksheet from here and I can go and the format and row height I can adjust. You can see right now I can put any row height over there. By default right now the height is, you can see row height is 15. I can make it bigger, smaller. If I select some few lines, it will only change those lines. If I select the whole worksheet, it will say change width of whole worksheet. So that's you can do from here. So you can auto fit as well. You can column width, column auto fit. Hide and unhide. I can hide the rows, I can hide the columns, I can hide the sheets and unhide them. Now, if I want to hide the rows, for example, if I would like to hide 1, 2, 3 rows here, I can select like this here. I can right click and say hide. So you can see after 120, 124 is coming. rest of the rows are hidden. If I want to unhide them, I can select 24 and 120 and 124, right click there and say unhide. So unhide will unhide the rows again. Same is the case over here. You can go on the format and you can say hide rows. So it hides those rows that were selected. And when you go there and you can unhide the rows, format, hide and unhide rows. So it unhides them. So you can see that same thing I can do. I could have put those things in my quick access toolbar to do it faster. Okay, so that's your hide and unhide. I can hide the sheet as well. The sheet that you're seeing over here, then let's say this one, I can right click and say hide. So the sheet is hidden now. There's no sheet there. I can right click and unhide it, and you can see the sheet is there. I say okay, sheet comes back. Same is the case with this one over here. Hide and unhide sheet. Same thing you can do from there. Okay. Rename the sheet. Next one is rename the sheet. You can see rename means I put the name over there. I can double click it here on the sheet and then rename typing whatever I want, right? I can rename from here as well. I can go over here and say rename the sheet. Same thing happens. I can type whatever I want. Okay, so you can name your sheets. Okay, move or copy the sheets. I can move or copy the sheets by dragging it from here. Let's say the home tab. I can drag it and move it over there. Drag it and move it over there or over there, wherever you like. So it moves. Okay, let's move. Same thing is the case here. When I click over here, move or copy the sheet, I click over here, it asks you want to move before which sheet. I want to move it to the end or before this sheet or before that sheet. You can move it that way, or you can drag it, or you can move it that way. Okay, that's one thing. If you would like to create a copy, you can click on the create a copy. It will create a copy of that for particular tab. I want to create a copy of contents and move it to the end. So you can see another sheet opens up. Same thing is now two of them and one at the end. I can right click and I can say delete. Yes, delete that. Okay. So same thing is available over here. Hide and unhide, rename, move or copy sheets. Now it's also important. Sometimes you know what happens. Your boss says, I've got so many tabs over there. Just send me this file, this file. Just send me this only, this sheet only. So what you do? Right click, move or copy. Then you say create a copy, because if you don't say create a copy, it'll move it from there to there. It'll go away from here. I don't want it to go away from here. I want to make a copy for him. So move a copy and where? So in the drop down, you will see all the files that are open right now in my Excel. So if I select any other file, for example, dynamic chart, it'll show me all the tabs in that file. And I can decide, I can put it before which sheet. But he asked me to send only that sheet. So I will select new book. And there's no sheets over there. And I say okay. So what will happen? That sheet will now be created. As you can see, only one sheet is there. And it is a new workbook, and that is still intact in my work. If you did not create a copy, it will move it from here to there. Okay, so make sure if you would like to make a copy, create a copy. All right. So yeah, so under the format here, something very important is coming up. Tab colors, I can also move. You can see I've colored the tab. You can tab color from here. You can select any color. Tab color is going to change, right? And also from here, right click. If there's a tab color here too, you can change them from there too, if you like. Okay, so tab color. Now, very important thing, protecting the sheet. You know, sometimes when we are working in the company, we have a lot of confidential information, and that confidential information, I don't want any unauthorized person to change. I can ask them to view it. I can ask them to copy it somewhere else if they want. I can ask them to link it to my numbers, but I don't want them to change. So there's a protection of the worksheet. So let's say if I go to format and I protect the sheet here, it asks me the password. I can give the password, but remember one thing, if you forget the password, nobody in the world can open this worksheet. Then your IT will not open it. It happened to us. We asked the IT people to open it and they said they cannot, because if anybody can open it, what's the purpose? So make sure that you save your password somewhere where you can use it later. So I'm not giving any password, and when I say okay, you can see all the options are grayed out. I cannot use anything, right? Most of the options are grayed out. So if I try to type anything anywhere in the worksheet, I will not be able to. I cannot type anything, my name, anything over there, because the whole worksheet is now protected. All right. If I want to unprotect, I can go back and say unprotect the worksheet. Now, let's say you are doing some task and you're making a form from somebody to work. You want them to type their name, address, cell, and email over here, but you don't want them to touch anything anywhere else. You don't want them to touch here or any numbers here or anywhere else in the whole worksheet. You don't want them to touch else. All of them should be locked, but only they should be allowed to do this task of putting their names and their addresses over here. So how do I do that? Anybody can guide me or give me a hint what needs to be done here? You can unmute yourself and speak if you like. For that, we have to know some very important fact about Excel. Format cells, yes, okay. In format cells, what do I do? Format cells, basically, when I say right click and format cells, where do I go from there? Protection, right? Then what? Okay, key is right. Now see, first of all, we have to understand the feature of Excel. Whenever you open any Excel worksheet, all the cells that you're seeing over here are by default locked. They are all locked by default, right? Then you'll say, okay, if they are locked, how can I type anything over there? You can type anything over there because by default locked, but locking does not take effect until you protect the worksheet. As soon as you protect the worksheet, locking will take effect. Like for example, if I just went there and I say protect the worksheet and I say okay, locking took effect, and now this is all protected because by default they were all locked. And as soon as you protect it, locking takes effect. Locking will not take effect until you protect the worksheet. So see here, I'll prove my point. Unprotected. If you go from here, format cells, last item, which is the same thing that we did format cells, and last item, you can see locked. They're all locked. And saying locking cells or hiding formulas had no effect until you protect the worksheet. As soon as you protect the worksheet, this locking will take effect. Now, if I know this fact, then if I want to type my name over here and this information here, then what you have to do before you lock, you have to unlock these cells and then lock it, because all of them are locked, they will get locked, but I want to unlock these only. So what you do, you highlight those areas where you want people to write their name, address, cell, and email. Highlight that area there, go back to the format and go back to the format cells, and from there go to the protection, and from there remove the lock. I'm removing the lock only from the cells that I have selected, and I say okay. I can still type anywhere anything because I have not protected the worksheet. Locking will not take effect until I protect the worksheet. So I say I want to protect the worksheet and I don't want to give a password right now, and I say okay. You can see now I cannot type anything over here. It's all protected. I cannot type anything over there. I cannot type anything anywhere in the worksheet. Oh, that's not the part of the worksheet. That's a different thing. Okay, I cannot type anything in the worksheet here, and you can see I cannot even type here anything, but here I can write my name, my address, that's our office, my cell number, email address, okay, but I cannot type anything anywhere else. Okay, so first you unlock the cells that you would like them to use, and then you apply the locking. Protect the worksheet. I am unprotecting it now. I am going to bring it to the original format. I select the whole worksheet. I go to the format cells and I go to the protection and I lock it back again. All right. Now sometimes you have formulas. You can see here the formula bar is showing me the formula here. We see 2, 3, 4, 5 here. We see the formula for that particular cell over there. Sometimes you are working in the company and you don't want people to see your formula. You don't want anybody to see the formula. What formula you used? Okay. Somebody is texting me. Okay. So sometimes how do I hide the formula so that it's not visible to anybody what formula I'm using? For that, what you can do, for you, one thing, you have to click on the cell that you would like to hide. There might be a formula here as well. For example, if I just type any formula there, is equal to this value multiplied by this value there, enter. So there's a formula here as well, and there's a formula here as well. I click on this item there, and I go to the format, and I go to the format cells, and in the protection, hidden. That hidden hides the formula, okay? And you click on hidden. When I say okay, you can see I can still see the formula there, but I have to protect it for this to take effect. Thank you very much, so very kind of you. You did it. There's the of staying at home by bringing tea. Speaking for 2 hours is not easy. Thank you. Okay, so now you can see here the formula is still there, but you have to protect it. So you have to say okay. Mujib Saab agrees. Okay, so when I go here and protect the worksheet here, then you can see I can now say okay. Hello. हाँ ठीक हो गया चलो ठीक हो गया right. So you can see now formula is not visible. This is visible there, this is visible there, but the formula is not visible at all. And if you change anything, right, I cannot because it's unprotected. You can unprotect this part and they can change anything. The formula is going to change the numbers, but formula is not visible. But if I click over here, the formula is visible there. So if I want to, let's say I have a formula all over the place in the many places there, and I would like to hide all of them, then you have to click the whole workbook from here and then go right hidden over there. Then it will hide all the formulas in the whole worksheet everywhere. So sometimes you don't want people to see your formula. You have to select those items that you don't want them to see, and then you can hide the formula that way. So I will unprotect the worksheet now, and I would like to bring the formula back from the hidden. So format cells, protection, remove the hide from there. Okay, so that's something over there, formatting. Now in the editing side here, you know, we have got auto sum, fill. Your agency test question gives you something like this, and they want you to put the average function over here. The cursor is already there, so don't move the cursor. They just want you to put the average of all this. So all you need to do, auto sum is there under the home tab, and right beside it you have a drop down there, and from there you can select average, count, maximum, minimum. Your agency test question wants average. So don't click here anywhere because this is already selected for you. If you try to click something here like this, it will give you error message. Your 100 item is gone. All right. So when the agency test question, we help you there. Together we do. So here, and we say okay, from the drop down you select average, and then you say press enter. Average is there. Okay, that's something. Fill. Now fill is some important. Sometimes it is important here. Excel 2019 or 16 has brought some very good feature, flash fill. We'll be seeing that flash fill. It's a very useful feature. It has removed many features of Excel now. You don't need them. We'll see that in the next class, flash fill, what it does. Okay, so if I let's say if I want to fill all this number all the way down like this here, right? So I can do the fill and say fill down. So all the same numbers will be filled. If I want to fill all the way down here, I can say fill right. So all the numbers will be filled all the way right. Same number. Okay. Now again in the fill, you will see another feature of Excel. If I have 456 over here and I drag it like that here, it is dragging the same thing, right? But if I type January over here, right, and I drag it across like this, you'll see it will not say January, it will February, March. Excel knows that you don't want January in all the columns. But numbers Excel cannot find out whether you want 457 or 58, 56, 58, 60 like that. So that's why it puts the same number from there when you drag it down. Fill allows you to do all that. What is this fill series and justify? We will do it together in the next class. That is the next level Excel beginners day 2. So we'll be seeing all that in there. Okay, fill series and flash fill will be covered in day 2. Okay, now sometimes you want to clear. I want to clear everything from here. I don't want anything. So one way is to go and remove from here one by one all the numbers, delete it, and then go over here, and then from the home tab, from the drop down you say no border, then you want to select, because still the coloring is there, then you have to go there and say no fill, then it goes away, right? So many times. So faster way of removing everything probably is to select the whole thing and go to the home tab and say clear all. So the whole thing is gone, right? Fast. Another way here, if I go to the clear here, I can say clear the format. So contents will not go away, only the formatting is going to go away. So you can see all the lining and all the coloring is gone, but contents are still there. You can remove the contents and leave the formatting as is. You can do that as well. You can say clear the contents, but not the format. So contents are gone, format is still there. Okay. So many options are there under the clear. And here clear comments. If there were any comments over there or hyperlinks, you can clear them as well in the selected range. The range that you have selected from there, you can clear them. All right. So all that is under the clear. Then we have sorting and subtotaling. We'll be covering that in day 2. Sorting and subtotaling. We will sort that and subtotal. But quickly, I will tell you. Let's say I've got the name and I've got the departments. I'd like to see department-wise names. All the people in finance together. That is Ahmed here. Down here in finance. So what you can do, the fastest way of sorting or is to click in the column you'd like to sort, right? And then go to the sort and filter option there. And in there you see A to Z or Z to A. When you click on the A to Z, it sorts by that column everything, so long there's no gap, no blank rows and blank columns there. And you can see finance are all coming together. Facilities are coming together. So that's we are sorting. We'll be seeing sorting under the data sorting as well. In day 2, day 3, we'll be doing sorting from here, multiple sorting and all. So right now, just because it's there on the home tab there too, so I just mentioned to you sorting A to Z. Custom sorting is the same thing as we were seeing, and filter options are there as well. So you'll be seeing all that in the real Excel files of day 2. Find and select is again last item for today. I won't hold you long back over here. Let's say I've got this over here, Excel worksheets and all those things. So I want to replace rather Excel with PP, PowerPoint. So wherever I find Excel, first of all, I would like to find Excel. So when you have a data like this one, you select the area where you'd like to find first, and then you can go to the home tab and you can go to the finance select and find is there. And the shortcut key of it is Control F, of course, right? So when you click Control F, this thing comes up. What do I want to find? I want to find Excel. Now when you say enter, it goes to the first one. When you say find next, it goes to the next available one. Find next available one, and it goes on like that, next available one. When you say find all, it will give you the listing of all the Excels here, that Excels are available on these cells, and when you click on that cell, it will take you to that cell, right? So you can find it that way. Now let's say you want to replace Excel with PowerPoint, PP. So you select the area there, and then under find, you have replace as well. What is the shortcut key for replace? H, Control H, not Control R. Okay, Control H is the shortcut key to replace. Although if I say Control F find, I can go to the replace from there. But if you want to go to the replace directly, you say Control H. It takes you to the replace option there. I want to replace Excel with what? With PP. And then I say replace all. So when I say replace all, you can see 4 replacements made, and wherever Excel was, it replaced them all. Okay. Now, if I want to replace all the Excel with PP, but not this one, which is capital, right? Not this one, rest of the Excel, yes. So for that, you highlight it all. You again Control H to replace. And here we have options. Under the options, we have got many options there. We can replace the name within this worksheet or within the workbook. So in the workbook, if I select wherever in the any sheet, it will replace all of them. Or you can replace the formula, and you can see it in the search by column or search by rows, or in the formulas only. But here we have matched the case, matched the entire cell contents. Match the case means it's case sensitive now. So wherever this case that I'm writing over here, wherever this is matched, it's going to replace with that. If that case is not matched, it will not. And entire cell contents means the whole cell content. There's a sentence over there. The whole sentence, if it's appearing somewhere else, then replace it. otherwise not. So then you say match entire cell contents. Over here you can even select the format. You can say, okay, if Excel is written in red or if it is bold, then only replace, otherwise not. So some Excel might be written in different colors, some in different. So you want to replace only the ones with the red. You can do that by selecting the format from here, and it allows you to choose the format, and you can then choose the format, not the first one, Control H. So you can choose the format by saying, okay, anything in red or anything in font in red or bold, you would like to replace those. So it will only replace those ones that are there. So that's your find and replace. You can see now when I say Control H and I would like to replace, and I say match the, I say replace all, 3 replacements are made, and you can see that Excel is not replaced. Rest of them are. Okay. And in find and select go to special, we'll see go to function. Go to function basically takes you to the place, but when I say Control G, that's go to. And if I type any cell address over here, let's like for example, I would look to go to CA 34,567, enter, it takes me to that cell, CA, that number. Control home takes me to the top. So go to function is coming by pressing Control G. It also comes by pressing function and F5 together. Function F5 also brings the same thing, and go to function is there. But there are many other functions under the special here, which are very useful for us. We'll be seeing those in Excel Beginners Day 2 and Day 3. So go to function, go to special is something special over here. Okay. So now you have covered the whole tab of home tab, and you can see all the icons that are there. You are now aware of them. There's not a single icon that you don't know over here. Right? We have covered all of them. Some of them we'll be repeating them in day 2 when I'll be working practically on sorting and subtotaling and filtering. And of course, we'll be doing something on flash fill over there. We'll be covering all those in the day 2 in the workday files. All right. So I'll send you Excel Beginners Day 2 if you are joining that one. Now that was the overview of Excel. So just I know many of the things you'd already know them, but some learning might be there still. You now saw the style, and you now saw the contents that we are trying to offer you, and the results that we're trying to offer you. You saw all that. Okay. You can satisfy yourself by asking Asif to give you the phone numbers or contact numbers to the people who got the job or who did this training before, and you can find out from there. Now tell me, I would like to have a quick feedback. Did you like the session, or some feedback like what can be improved, or did you learn something? Just tell me whether I was fast or should go a little bit slower, because I assume many things that people already know. So in the next class onwards, we will go together. So if we open the file, we ask you to do certain tasks, then I'll tell you the solution. That way I will know what you know. So next is very important. You will see the practical things working from the next class onwards. So we'll work together. I will be not speaking that much. So I give you the task, then we learn, and then we repeat it, and that's how we start learning. So next class will tell you exactly how do we do it. As you know, we'll be covering the whole package I showed you in the beginning. I gave you the overview. This training will be covering Excel. We'll be covering accounting concepts. We'll be covering SAP, right? As I said, FI and Co. We'll be covering BI. I gave you all the overview in the beginning of this recording. If you were not there, you can have a look at it. What contents we are covering in that one and why it's important. These are the tools you should be knowing, and then we'll be covering all the month-end activities, or month-end reporting, month-end analysis, budgeting and planning, and Sarbanes-Oxley Act, SOX control compliance. And then we'll make your resume, and we wrote down over here what exactly you can expect from us, guaranteed interview calls and all, and how does it work. So that's the brief thing that you will be seeing in the package. Is called package 2020. So you'll be getting this file from him. As you know, our fees is very low as compared to anywhere. We have already reduced the fees for this session, and there's an option available to you for study now, pay later. Study now, pay later will only allow you to yes, you will be getting recording of every class. You will be getting the recording of this class too. After the end of the training, you will get the recording of this one, and for each session, you will be getting the recording as well. Okay, Munir was asking me that. So you can start just by paying few $100, $100 or $150 a month, something like that, and you can pay it off all once you get the job, or you can decide whenever you want to pay. So that option we are introducing for the first time, and on the test basis we are offering this to see how it goes. And of course we'll be offering it to few people there. So if you're interested on that, you can text me or Asif, whoever texted you the information. You can text it back that I would like to go for that. Then our manager is going to call you and will explain you the whole procedure, and if we agree, by all means. Otherwise you can always pay in installments in cash. That options are there. Three options are there. You can pay it all in cash, as you can compare it to the university fees that you paid and what results you have right now, or the diplomas and degrees, diplomas and certificates. They will cost about 18,000, 10,000, 18,000, 20,000. People coming from abroad doing they can't work permit, they're doing the courses at 28,000, 30,000, and still working in jobless or jobs. So this is guaranteeing you interviews and almost the job as well. We don't say that, but almost we don't leave you until you get the job, right? So that's a very small fees that you can get back from the office when you join them. Take the invoice from us, recover it from there. You can get it back. The first paycheck that you get from there, you'll get it back. Now the job that we're trying to get for you are analyst role, accounting role, bookkeeping, accounts payable, receivable as the junior roles, and analyst, senior analyst, manager roles. We have placed up to more than 100,000 as well, 100K as well, right? So as a junior role, you can expect anything from 35, 45K to 50K. Yes, next class will be, yes, you're right, will be on Wednesday, 11 a.m. and you will receive the link in your email for sure. You can take few classes free of charge and then decide, because we don't want anybody to waste his time and money. If this is not for you, by all means don't join it. We never force anybody. This is your decision. We have people who come on the training on the platform over here, and they go away, they waste their money joining other courses somewhere else, come back after 1 year. I've tried everything, nothing is working, I'm now coming back to you. And they say I've finished all my money. We tell them, okay, we gave you the choice right now, we're telling you. Managers are not looking for degrees and diplomas, they're looking what can you do for us. Those skills are very, very important, and only person who has worked in the workplace can tell you. All right. So now, before Wednesday, Asif is going to send you the link again of the same training, and also you'll get the recording of this one. So any one of you has any questions now, you can ask me.
Yes, I want to make a suggestion.
Yes, please.
I would prefer, okay, I would love the class to be Mondays and Wednesdays because I work, I work nights, so it's going to be hard to do Thursdays.
Okay, so Monday, Wednesday is fine with me. I'm even open to Monday, Wednesday, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock as well. So
11, the time is good. 11
time is,
to 2:30, 1:30, 2 o'clock is good.
yeah, 1:30
It's
a.m.
good.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Wait.
So any other suggestions, please let us know. And I'm telling you that this is a very good price that you're going to pay. We were supposed to increase the price to 4,999 in January, but because of the COVID situation, we did not. So we might be increasing it a little bit later on. So that is the price right now. That's our standard price that is advertised. This is the one that we offered during the COVID period, that previous period of paying. And for the study now, pay later options, we are trying to test it out. So before we can offer it regularly, but we are just offering for a limited period of time. So that's the price there. Okay. So do you have any questions? Anybody else? No? All right, so please do contact us and then let us know what your feedback is all about this thing, what your feedback is, and also if you are interested to join us, let us know, and which option of the payment you have chosen, let us know. Okay. Okay, so if you don't have any questions, we'll say goodbye. Okay, I think learning skill. If you extend time, I think learning skill will go down. No, we don't extend time. We see because we work together, right? So I can see people are getting a little bit, sorry, somebody's at the background. Can you just mute yourself? Samson, I think your is making a noise. So basically we work together, and when we see people are tired, then we finish the class. Don't worry about that. We go with the pace of the class. Okay, so don't worry about that. Yeah, if someone has experience, he can also join fast track. Yes, for sure. Anytime after you start, first I would suggest to stay with the class And anytime in the class you think you have more time, you'd like to join the fast track, yes, you can, right? And we will suggest you at that time, either you can do 2 classes. For example, you can say, okay, on the weekend you're doing SAP. By the way, we are starting SAP on weekend. You can do fast track by joining weekend SAP classes and Excel over here. Yes. Hello. Okay, you can do that as well. You can join the weekend classes for Excel, and you can do it that way faster, or you can do it through the recording. You can ask us if to give the recording of previous classes. We will give you the recording, and you can do it through that. So it's all up to you. But I would suggest to stay for a couple of classes over here before you understand the structure and the style, and then the recording will help you. Okay, what is this question? Can join coming Saturday and Sunday class for? Yes, for sure. You all are most welcome to join Saturday Sunday class to see SAP. We are starting SAP this Saturday for the first time. That will be the first class. So we'll be giving you the overview. So you're most welcome to come and see the SAP class as well. A little bit of accounting concept we'll be doing over there. You can by all means join that class too, for sure. Okay. And if you want to join that class, of course, this is a different class. You have to tell Asif and he will add you in that training, because adding it over here, this is a different training. Okay. Fast track is on you. Fast track depends on you what you're doing. If you're doing through the recording, you can finish it in 6 weeks if you like, 4 weeks. That's up to you. A couple of my Chinese students living in downtown, they finished it in 5 weeks, 6 weeks, and they got the job in downtown. So it's all up to you. Fast track is on you. Okay, because in fast track you have to keep track what you have covered in which class. SAP is again weekend 11 o'clock, 11 to 2. Okay, SAP is on the weekend as well. You can join that class too if you like. Okay. Right. And you can also unmute yourself and speak, so that I might have missed some questions over here, and I see a lot of things there. So because while explaining you, my eyes don't go on the chats. Somebody might be, how many days will be in Excel? You can see over here. Somebody asked me how many days in Excel. So if you can see what we have structured over here in the package, if you see the Excel part, you see we have got Excel beginners day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. We try to stick to this here. Then day 5, 6, 7, 8. So about 13 work days, but normally it takes a couple of more because people have questions, or sometimes, so it depends. So 14, 15 classes on Excel, but Excel does not finish till the end. As I said, after you've done all this, we'll be doing modeling projects while we're doing SAP as well. So it keeps on going as well. So it's not like Excel is done and that's it, because we want you to make expert on that. We cannot leave you. So we keep on making you work on Excel, keep on sending you new exercises or modeling exercises. So we keep on doing that. Okay, any other, what is the question? Six four seven 785 3357. Yes, Asif Shabim 7. That's the one here. Okay. Can join coming classes on Saturday? Yes, for sure. So I think I've answered most of the question. If you don't have any work experience, don't worry. All the work experience we're trying to give you here. And if you don't have accounting background, don't worry. We'll be giving you all that you need in this training. It's just your willingness to change your profession, or you learn this thing and go into this profession at the junior to intermediate role. That's fine. We have done that to many people. You can talk to them, how they're coping with the work, and how did they manage to apply all this that they learn over here in the workplace, because this is all practical we'll be doing over here, as if you're working. I think you're okay. I think he's saying, I think you're too fast without referring to the toolbars. Okay. We were that's why I asked you to tell me if I'm going fast, so let me know. Today we were fast because we were doing the home tab. Most of the icons we already know, but I slowed down where new items came in. And in the next class onwards, I will not be speaking that fast, because what will happen, we'll give you the exercise first. I will ask everybody to try it, and then we give the solution, so that we know what your level is and we work together. So it will not be just speaking or just showing you around. We make you work. So from next class, you will see the difference. If you really want to see the real picture of this training, next class is the one to join. This is today's overview. So I wanted to quickly cover the overview, and most of it is recording. You can play the recording slowly. Also, I wanted to cover this thing to give you the little bit of hangs of the things in there. That's why. And I'm available even after the class. If anybody has any questions, he would like to discuss one-on-one, for sure, you can do that. Okay. So Asif, Mr. De Silva wrote that he did not receive your file, so he gave his email, desilvatoronto@gmail.com. So he did not receive the file, he's saying. So please make sure he gets the file. Okay, so I think I've answered all the questions there.
Yes, I got it. Thank you.
You got it? Okay, fine. Thank you. All right. So any other
So
questions
check
you
your
have?
spam also. If whoever is not
You
received
got
the
it.
files, check your spam
Yeah.
also, please. Next,
So
the Wednesday class will be also free. You can come and have a
yeah,
look. And you Saturday and Sunday also for SAP 11
yes,
a.m. You have to call
yes,
me or Mr. to register you for that class.
yes, because a separate link for that.
Yeah, it's a
And,
separate link, separate meet.
and since we are offering, you can do the fast track that way, or you say, okay, weekdays I'm not available. I would like to start with Excel, no, with SAP. You can do that. You will start with SAP, and then later on you will cover Excel. So that's how it happens. Okay, because they've already done Excel, so you will be starting with SAP from there, and we will be covering Excel later on after that. So
Actually, they
that's
can
how.
start over here on the weekday, and
Yeah.
on the weekend they can do the SAP. It means
No, in
the
case
two things you are doing on the same time.
no, in case they don't have time on the weekdays and they would like to join weekend class, then they can do
Ah,
that.
okay,
But then they will cover Excel over there later on.
okay.
Okay. Many people will be starting with SAP in that class too.
And if anybody wants to talk to our previous students who got the job, you can me or Mr. Gufran. Then we can give you the call for those students, and then you can you talk to them also.
Yeah. Okay. So, and we are not doing in class. Mostly we prefer in class in person. So that's better. But we are not doing it right now because of the COVID situation. As soon as things get better, we'll be coming to the class physically, which is in Mississauga location, and we'll be starting Brampton location very soon as well. We got the place, and downtown as well. So we'll be starting there. Until then, it will be all online. Okay.
Sir, I think something about the age barrier.
Okay. Age barrier. You see, a lot of people think that age barrier is there, but I don't believe in that. Why? Age barrier will come when you're trying to apply for the job that is not reflecting your experience. For example, my age, I'll say there's a lot of background noise on yours. Please mute. So let's say I'm applying on a job which is entry level job, and by the looks of it and by the experience, I'm showing that I've got a lot of experience. So obviously, age barrier will come up. They're not going to select you. So when we make your resume, we make your resume according to the situation, according to your experience, according to your capabilities, so that barrier doesn't come. Okay, so that can be played out, and if you can demonstrate to them, your first effort should be, can I go and sit in front of them, right? Then you can convince them what you can do for them. But if you can't do that, obviously there's no chances age barrier is going to come in by looking at your resume. So we make your resume in such a way that age is not reflected over there at all, so you get the call. Once you get the call, you go in front of them, then we can know how to answer the questions to convince them that you are the right person. So obviously, I will not be putting anybody with the experience into junior level roles for sure. Okay, so even if he does not have the experience, we'll train him to the level where he can start at that level where his age will not become a barrier. Okay, and as an example, you've seen my example, Rauf, right? When he came, he saw, oh, at my age, who's going to give me the job? This, very like negative and everything. Then when he got the training, he's now working in German multinational company, right? So he's very happy. Before that, he was working in odd job in Markham, and now it's in Mississauga. So meet him. There's another person now over there as well in the same class. He got the job in downtown. So age barrier comes when you can't play it right. Okay, so be positive. Everything works fine. You just have to put your efforts. You just have to have your tools ready. Jobs are many over there. Okay, and good thing about our profession is that there's so many jobs out there. Right candidates are not there. If you can demonstrate to them that you are the right candidate, you have the skills, they will not let you go. Lavina just now got 3 multiple offers. The person who joined Canon, he had 3 offers, multiple offers, right? Kashif, who joined Ecolab, he had multiple offers, and they
I
were
think in Ecolab,
competing.
in Ecolab we have over there. The
Four
boss
students,
and
yeah,
the subordinates also from ICIT.
yeah. The boss got the job later. The subordinate went there first, and then another posting came up. And then, now what is the chances? The Ecolab posted their job out of 400 people. The person that selected was our student, and they posted another posting. The person was selected from was ours. So Camtrade have got 3 students there. So Jobless had 26 students are from us. So there must be some reason behind it, right? So any question? Anybody else?
Yeah, one last question. This is Munib. I
Yes,
have
Munib.
previous background experience in different IT systems. So you mentioned that you guys would help in resume writing. How would
Yes.
you match help me match my previous experience with this course, and so that I can apply to financial analyst positions?
Right. Okay. First of all, I have to sit with you and look at your resume, right? And then we'll ask you some questions. Based on that, we will see whether you are fit for this role or not, whether we can do something for you or not. If not, then I will straight away tell you, no, that I cannot help you in this one. Then we'll try some IT position for you or data analytics position for you. But IT is a big term. We don't know what IT. What is IT? Hardware or software or just manipulating with the data? Everything is IT. So first of all, we have to know what in IT. Then we'll see, okay, whether we can offer something from you at this platform. We have another platform where we have offering IT related courses like, data analytics and PMP and other things as well. So we have to sit with you. Then we have to find out. Then we offer you, okay, these are the choices for you. You decide what is best for you. And we can suggest to you based on whatever we see, based on your personality, your expertise, and your capabilities. We will suggest to you whether we can shift you over here or not. But in any training, in any discipline, you always have reports, you always have figures, you always have something. So learning is always there. Now it is your choice whether you would like to go to reporting, and I'll tell you what exactly is involved in the next few classes as an analyst role, what you do. And in that one, you will see whether this one is for you or not. And then we will make your resume accordingly. A lot of things I extract out from your resume based on your experience. By asking your questions, you might have not put it in there. But when I ask you, yes, I've done that. So we have to put it in there. So a lot of things come up that way as well. And this is, as you said, it's free for all. Resume review, of course. We review your resume, we give you the feedback on it, but of course we cannot put the keywords there because we don't know whether you know them or not. You will not be able to speak on them. Then it'll backfire on you. So we can only put those things which we have worked on. So based on whatever you give to us, we can format it a little bit better, put the wordings a little bit better, remove the elimination factors from there, and try to make it more marketable that we can do for anybody. It's free for anybody. Anybody who gets the interview calls can call us, send me the job description and your resume. We will prepare you for that mock interview, with the mock interview for that particular interview, tell you exactly what we're going to ask you based on experience. We'll do that for anybody free of charge. That's our service to the community that we pay. We do it for anybody. So you just have to make an appointment for that, or and then talk to us. Since COVID situation, we are doing online, so I'll send you the link to join Webex one-on-one, and then we can discuss on things. We are not meeting in person, but we'll be starting meeting in person soon, inshallah.
All right, thank you. Thank you for the
All
detailed
right,
answer.
no problem. Anybody else? Any questions? Khatib Saab, how are you? Nice to see you here.
I think we will close the session now.
Yeah, okay.
And I think we'll be back on Wednesday, and you will get the link in your email. It will be free of charge also again.
Right.
And for the SAP, you can come on 11 a.m. You have to send me your email address to me or Mr. Gofran. We will add you. 11 a.m. Saturday and Sunday.
Right. And lastly, for the study now, pay later option, that was last day was yesterday. We are trying to extend that date. We have asked them to extend it. So my manager is talking to them. So if you're interested, please let us know as soon as possible. We are doing on a trial basis, and now we'll be offering. We will be able to offer a few more. So let's hope. So we'll know by tomorrow whether we will offer to any more, because there are a lot of applications we are processing right now on that in other classes too, the other locations.
I think in this option you have to pay like $100 to $150 a month only.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay then. Thank you very much, everybody. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Sorry, on day after tomorrow on Wednesday at 11 a.m. and we'll be doing the work together. So Asif will send you the files for that. Okay. And in the meantime, if you have any questions, you can text to us or call us.
Okay. Bye bye.
So
Everybody.
it's a the recording is for 2 hours 25 minutes, and you'll get that recording in your Asif will send it to you in your email.
In your email. You will receive the recording of this session and all the sessions in the future. And okay. Bye bye.
Thanks.
Yes. Somebody was saying something, right?
They are
No?
saying they.
Yes, sir. It was a
Bye,
great
everybody.
experience.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye. Thanks.